Hello Disconnected fans, welcome once again to another Spotlight session. This time we're exploring Academy players, and I'm delighted to have none other than Academy player and content creator DJ Benji. Hello Benji.
How are we doing, James? A very good evening to you, mate. How are we doing?
I'm good, thank you for sitting down in front of our DC audience and answering the questions that they have to offer. One of our questions today as our opener is, why did you join Disconnected?
So, really, how it started out was I started playing with Sabercat for the past 2 years on FIFA, just having a little bash on Ultimate Team, and obviously they were helping me out with my team and everything like that. And it was whilst I was still streaming. I was still little and I was streaming, and Turtle came in to the stream as he had like a different alias as a name. And we got talking, we had a few wagers. I think it was around the time of Team of the Season last year, and we had a few wagers and we got talking. I ended up donating some money because I won some wagers against him, and then we just got talking from there. And I thought, you know what, if he's saying that my game's improved over like the space of 3 months, and then Sabercat's been saying, yeah, you've really come on well, I've got this opportunity if you want to speak to these guys. And then he introduced me properly to Turtle and to Wit. And I thought, you know what, if I am actually getting better in my game, I'll take this path. You know, it's got really good opportunities down it. And we'll just see if we can work hand in hand and obviously both hit the same goals that we want to achieve. So it was one of those chances that I just had to take whilst it was there. You know what I mean?
It sounds a fantastic chance as well, and I'm sure that doing all these Spotlight sessions, it's really interesting to find out the path that everyone really got into joining Disconnect in the first place, which is great to hear. So Benji, obviously you've been playing FIFA. How long have you been playing FIFA?
You know what? I mean, if I could easily say I've been playing FIFA since I was about 5 years old, back in '95 on the PS1, mate. It's literally been the game of my life. I cannot stress that enough. I've had it from PS1 to PS2 to 360. I could literally find, I'm pretty sure I've got a FIFA 95 for PS1 somewhere actually beneath the desk right now, which I always like to pull out on stream saying, look, I've been here this long since I've been using this game. So yeah, it's literally been my lifelong game. I cannot stress that enough to anybody.
And obviously you've been Twitch streaming as well, which is fantastic as a content creator, which is slightly different to being an Academy. You're just trying to grow in the aspects and follow in the footsteps of someone like Wit, who will help and coach. And also, as a little insight, there is another new coach here behind the scenes that we can't reveal just yet to our Disconnected fans, but he will be helping as well, which is fantastic. What does that mean to you that wants to grow as a player? And also, if you go into insight about your Twitch and how you started it.
So I was actually on Twitch. I've been on Twitch for like 2.5 years, maybe even 3 years now, and it was just getting to the point where I was playing on the Xbox every day, and I just thought, if I'm constantly asking people to join parties, talk about tactics, talk about gameplay and everything like that, why don't I just start streaming this? Because surely it can't just be me and a few people. There's got to be a market there, and obviously if I'm getting the tips to me, I want to be able to help out other people. I want to know how people are getting on in the champs and everything like that. I want to know what types of investments they're making in the market, and just kind of build a community like that together. And then ever since we got properly talking about Disconnected and talking to Wit and knowing the whole background with his E-Prem and everything like that, because obviously Sabercat told me that he'd been to E-Prem with him, he's played a lot of games with him, you know, all the pro side of it. I thought, well, you know what, this really does open a corridor to extend how much I know, and obviously add me on touch to it and take on the advice of what I am classing as pro players, especially at DC. So to be given the opportunity to be working close with the likes of all the pro players that Disconnected along with the coaches, you know, it's a really fantastic opportunity, and it's a group set of lads completely behind the organisation, and it's just a pleasure to be part of that in such a tiny little way.
Yeah, there is a fantastic set of people, especially when I've been around Disconnected, in terms of speaking to them in these Spotlight sessions, but also hearing about them, their path, and also is interested in you as well. I know you're an Academy player, but also you want that almost to ride to the pro player eventually in the future, which would be fantastic. And I'm sure that the coaching of DC would be able to help you that as well. Let's talk tournaments, Benji. Obviously, I know you're an Academy player, and obviously and you've been around in terms of playing FIFA for a while. Can you give our audience of kind of what tournaments you've been into, and also what it's like to be in a tournament as like a Academy/pro player?
Okay, so I can only talk because I think I've only been in 2 tournaments in my whole time as being part of DC. The first one was one that Turtle actually wanted me to be put into, and he says, you know what, this is where we're going to see you, because I've got people watching you, aka Wit. saying, you know what, playing this tournament, see how you get along. Obviously, you are still fresh to it. You don't know the competitive side of FIFA as much as playing like a casual player. So it'd be nice to see how you actually adapt to a scenario like that. So I was like, hey, oh yeah, absolutely, I'll give it a go. And I'm pretty sure in the first game, you know, it was a really tough game. I managed to get the win. I ended up actually getting knocked out of my first tournament by a pro player, which to me, I thought, you know what, I'm happy with that. It's a pro player. I'm going to go out to a pro player at some point. The second tournament I got into, I think I finished in the semi-pros, and it was one of the Game Sharks tournament, obviously. You know, it's got to be Game Sharks with Disconnected and everything like that. Drop that name in there. I think we got all the way. I got to the semi-finals, and I was really impressed because I thought to myself, you know, in the space of a couple of months to get knocked out after game one to go all the way to the semi-finals, it's working. You know, I'm taking that advice from these guys at Disconnected, and I'm putting it into practice, and it's proving in the style of play. I've adapted my playing style to accommodate what I'm being told to do, which to me sometimes it has been a struggle to adapt to new sort of tactics, especially with how FIFA changes from year to year. But just something between 20 and 21, there's been a really nice feel about it, you know. And you know what? I mean, I was actually so close to being classed as actually being on the competing side for Disconnected. Obviously, if I would have done better in the tournaments, I think that would have been an option. But I'm more than happy to stay as a content creator for now. And obviously, yeah, I mean, who wouldn't like to be going in, you know, for the 27-3 in Weekend League? Who wouldn't like to be a verified player? Of course, that's the dream for so many people. And like I say, although I haven't hit an elite yet, I've been close, you know, I've absolutely choked it out. It's going to come. It's definitely going to come. And especially with the backing from the boys, I can see it in the future, definitely.
Yeah, and I think you just answered one of my questions that I was going to ask in terms of what is kind of next for you, and you kind of go into the insight of that and the verification. Hopefully that could come one day. And we're only in the 4th week, for God's sake, of Foot Champs.
We are in the 4th week, and you know, 4 of the lads have already nailed it and got verification. You know, they've absolutely smashed it. I could not be prouder of these lads because they put all the heart and soul into it. They're up playing till stupid o'clock in the morning just to make sure they go the distance. You know, and you know, I'd really love to have that verification. You know, anybody would. I know it's a very big stretch for where I am so far, but the goal will always be there, regardless of the time of year, whenever it is, just to keep on hitting the targets, which, you know, there are little targets to some people, there might be some targets, some big targets to other people, you know, some people are happy going for a gold 3 in Weekend League, some people are happy going for that gold 1, some people are happy, you know, getting that 27, everyone's at different stages, and me personally, I know what my targets are, the boys know what my targets are, and they back me 100%.
It's fantastic to hear as well in terms of you, what you're all about, almost what aspirations you've got, and it's a delight as well, I think, to anybody that wants to possibly join us in the future. And obviously there will be definite, we're only just starting out, there will be definite positions hopefully in the future. It just shows you what we're all about, and kind of all the smiles and everything all behind the scenes, a good group of lads that do just work hard. I think, Benji, you're a definite idea of that in terms of just watching the pros, learning your skill, learning your craft, and then showing onto something big. And I think I could relate. I'm only the person that's just here, sits in front of the cameras, creates and edits content for the organisation. But saying that, even though I'm more of a gold player, I feel I can learn something myself to then try it, because I do enjoy FIFA. Everyone enjoys FIFA. That's the aspects.
Absolutely, that's what it is. That's why we still come together in all the parties. You know, we will push each other on together. You know, if someone's feeling down, we'll pick them back up. We'll give them that confidence we need, regardless of what level you are playing at. We give you back that confidence. This is what being part of an organisation like this is. It's a family atmosphere. There's the banter there, and obviously everyone's got the push, and we're all helping each other to achieve what we want to achieve.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Benji, it's been an absolute pleasure, mate. The man we know with the sneak energy.
Absolutely. I mean, hell, I'm drinking one of these bad boys right now. I can always tell you about these on the stream. It's twitch.tv/DJBenji24.
There you go. Nice little plug there as well. Benji, it's been a pleasure. Make sure, guys, to check out our next player spotlight next week, and we'll go in behind the scenes of L. Eds, who got through to the final of the Disconnected Esports Tournament on Monday, and also Academy player Brixie, where we go and talk behind the scenes with both of those players, pro player and also Academy player. What's the differences between two, and what both aspirations are for FIFA going forward. Well, Benji, as I said, it's been a pleasure talking to you, and thank you very much for taking part with the DC Spotlight.
No problem. Thank you very much for having me, James. Take care.
And as always, guys, remember, pick up DC.